Hello Commanders, Commander Plater here, back with another Elite Dangerous video, and today I'm talking about engineering, our upgrades, and the coming 2.4 update. Since players' first encounters with Thargoids, we've been wondering how we can fight such a vastly powerful enemy. Our ships are engineered to do one thing at the moment, and that is to be effective against human technology. But Thargoids technology has been confirmed to be truly alien and advanced, with such comments as Ed Lewis and Sandro Sammarco.
So what does it mean? So for 2.4 it means a lot of trouble for you guys. We've got really good. We've got really good at killing ourselves as humanity in Elite Dangerous. So we've made it an art form. You know, we've got all these great crazy ships. They're all modified. They're really, really good at tearing other ships apart. But there's a fatal flaw when it comes to dealing with an alien race, and that's that the alien race isn't human. So we're simply not prepared to take on this threat. And I think, make no mistake, this is going to be a threat. More importantly, though, their technology, we don't know how advanced it is, but we know that it's more advanced than ours. So that super-engineered, pimped-out ship that you thought was pretty much indestructible might not be quite so indestructible when it comes to Thargoids. So I think it's fair to say that we might find ourselves on the losing end, initially, of a bit of an arms race.
These things are... yes, trophy. These things are formidable. Formidable opponents, if that is how you choose to approach them. That is, and obviously people are going to shoot them because video games, right? There you go.
Grab your tinfoil hats, you're in for a ride. We can assume what we can already do will have no bearing on how effective our current upgrades and weapons will be against the unknown capabilities of the Thargoids. It seems to me that the given hints point us towards needing to have a new set of upgrades, especially to fight Thargoids. But this has a completely different set of issues, which I'm going to come back around to in a minute. So I wanted to talk about the weapons briefly, and what we've seen of the effects on Thargoid ships. Currently, there appears to be no weapon damage dealt during the scripted events, except there have been some who have managed to cause damage to the hull of the Thargoid ships by using phasing sequence weapons on the ship when the scripted event goes a little bit wrong. So currently it would appear that the shields are impenetrable, so there would need to be a way of overcoming this in 2.4. We can assume that impact damages the hulls of the Thargoid ships, and this assumption comes from the crash sites, as these look to have broken up on impact. After all, there are very few things that don't respond to being hit very hard with a piece of metal. Also, the concussive force provided by missiles are worth considering for damaging Thargoids, but it seems energy weapons are useless against their shields, as are projectiles currently. So I would assume that some mechanic will be necessary to enable us to get through their shields somehow. This is obviously all speculation at the moment, but time will tell, and with the 2.4 beta coming on the 17th of August, we will hopefully get some more hints. One issue for combating Thargoids would be their ability to disable any ship and render them inoperable. This appears to have a limit on the area of effect, and if you stay out of this area, your ship will remain active. But this won't make for the most productive interaction for a computer game. And also, we don't know whether or not this ability is passive or active at this stage. But a way to protect ourselves from this is a must if we have to combat the Thargoids. So, we might need to modify our power plants, distributors, or shields. Their weapons also appear to do a large quantity of damage, even against large targets, and we know of no defence at present for this. Our hulls will need to be upgraded to compensate for this, as will our shields again. But back to the point I mentioned earlier, once we've upgraded our weapons, hull, power plant, shields, etc., will they still be effective against other players? This would cause some issues if they're not. PvP players would have a huge advantage on those geared for bug hunting, or would anti-Thargoid weaponry be a tier above, in which case the advantage would be reversed. Of course, this isn't taking pilot skill into account. Or would you need to choose your activity and switch out loadouts for each job? Bounty hunting or Thargoid hunting? If so, there'd have to be some way to hot swap weapons from ship to ship instead of the current system. Some upgrades would continue to serve a purpose. I can't see why they wouldn't. FSD range, scanners, fuel scoops, and thrusters. There is of course new equipment that will be made available, and the difference in outfitting could be very minor, or it could be quite major. But the chances are this is all going to be tied to the story content, and we've seen a couple of these different pieces of equipment teased already at LaveCon. Now, everything I've spoken about so far is based on the idea we will be in combat with the Thargoids, and of course there could be peaceful interactions open to us as well, and these are what I'm really excited about, as you don't get too much story or narrative when pulling the trigger. Not all players are combat pilots, and should have access to the same elements of the narrative regardless of playstyle, especially with a heavy focus of it coming in 2.4. Which engineers do I think are going to be involved in these potential happenings? Ramtar and Professor Palin. I guarantee they're going to be up to their elbows in this for certain. What are your thoughts? Leave me a comment to let me know how you think it's all going to go. As usual, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and turn on notification, as that way you get a notification every time I put a new video out. Whilst you're there, please consider becoming a patron. It's a great way to support the channel and help me to provide you with good quality content. So once again, thank you for watching. Commander Plater, out.